Hi, my name's Terry and welcome to another episode of Flavors in the Heart. Today we're going to talk about my 10 tips for a successful Thanksgiving dinner. Whether you're hosting Thanksgiving for the first time or the 50th, having a formal affair or a low-key friendsgiving dinner can be pretty stressful. After trying or cooking a turkey to perfection, then you've got the sides and then you're talking about the desserts. Can be overwhelming, but I believe with these 10 tips, it's the reason why I'm not so stressed out when it comes to hosting a dinner party or doing a holiday dinner. Holiday dinners are pretty important because you're creating memories and things that you will talk about for years to come, and I think it's pretty special. So to start out with our first tip, choose a turkey breast for smaller gatherings. If you're cooking for 6 to 8 people, a turkey breast is actually much easier to deal with. One of the things about cooking a whole turkey that takes so long is the dark meat. And so, you're compromising between the dark meat, the white meat, and so doing the breast, you're going to get all white meat and you can just have a much smaller time. So if it is 8 to 10 people, you're looking at a 6 to 7 pound breast, and then you can focus on other things. All right, number 2. Give the frozen turkey enough time to thaw. I don't know where people get the idea that they can just pull it out the night before and it's going to be ready. So you want to give 1 day per 4 pounds for your turkey to thaw. And if you plan on brining your turkey, you want to do it and give it an extra day. And I advise that if you can, look up brining. Brining adds so much to your turkey. Any meat, actually. I love to brine pork. It makes it much more moist. All right, number 3. Work as a team. In my kitchen, I approach every holiday gathering as a team, and I think you should do the same. Don't be afraid to delegate. Ask your guests to bring a side dish, a dessert, help clean up the table. It definitely takes the stress off of your shoulders and allows you to relax and actually enjoy the gathering. Number 4, test out new recipes before Thanksgiving Day. I'm a big fan of experimenting in the kitchen, but not the day of. You don't want that stress. So if you're going to make a new salad, make it a couple weeks before. Try it out. If it's good, your family will enjoy it and want it again. All right, tip number 5. Make a checklist of your ingredients and equipment. It, to me, is one of the most important things. Before I start a recipe, I will have all my ingredients out. I'll have all my equipment out, whether it's a frying pan or it's a utensil. I get it out because it never fails. You think that you've got cumin in the cupboard and then you forgot last week you used the last of it. So you want to pull it out, take the time, set it up, and then you know that you've got everything so that when you go from recipe to recipe you can just grab it, pull it, and then boom boom, you're done. Number 6, cook your turkey according to the temperature, not time. If you've got a pop-up, ignore that pop-up. That pop-up is not going to work. And by the way, more than likely it's going to be overdone when that pop-up pops up. This is the perfect thing. If you don't own one of these, this is probably one of the most important things that you could buy. I mean, it is good for making sure that meat's done, but it's also for safety reasons as well. So in a turkey breast, I'm so used to cooking chicken all the time, but in a turkey, in the thickest part, you want it to be 165 degrees. Once it reaches that and you pull it out, it's still going to cook. So the goal is to have it at 170, 175. And it's just, I can't tell you, it's so important. The other thing is that you want to make sure that you pull your turkey out 30 minutes before you're going to serve it. And then that's just going to let the juices relax and get in there and reabsorb. And then during that 30 minutes, you can stick your sides in the oven and let them warm up, and then you're right on target. So that works out really well. Number 7, keep things simple. Don't be afraid to break the rules. the turkey is the centerpiece of Thanksgiving. And so the rest of it, you can do fluffy mashed potatoes, you can make the plain cranberry sauce, the roasted carrots, but they're simple things, and sometimes a turkey can be overwhelming for people. I tell people that like Brussels sprouts are a big part of Thanksgiving. Instead of doing baked Brussels sprouts, you can do Brussels sprouts for your salad. But it's another thing that will free up your oven if you take something out of cooking it. Another way to free up your oven is take your turkey out to the grill. YouTube that one. All right, number 8, make a schedule for your oven. That probably is the most important thing. I have a bad habit of doing a dinner party and being in the middle of dinner realizing that I forgot something, and it's either in the fridge or it's in the oven. And so the list actually helps you make sure that everything is out. And you'll be much happier with that schedule and knowing, where you're at. And when someone says, "When's dinner ready?" you've got an idea of, where it is and what it's going to be. Number 9, vary your side dishes. Cooking method isn't the only thing that you should vary, but be sure to choose sides that have different flavor profiles, different colors, different richness. And so you might pair a heavier dish with a lighter dish, and then make sure that you're looking at the colors, because there's nothing worse than sitting down at your table and what you see is an orangish brown table. And then the other thing is with that in varying your dishes, keep in mind about what your guests, if they have any allergies, if they are vegan. It's really easy to do a vegan turkey. You can go to Trader Joe's and one of the other stores, and you can get a tofurkey and stick that in the oven, and it's done in like 30 to 45 minutes. And then you're just slicing it up, and it's perfect. One of the things that in doing that, in varying my dishes, when I do my stuffing, I usually make it with vegetable broth. Then it is open for vegetarians to eat. So, keep them in mind, and they will appreciate it, definitely. And number 10, embrace the mentality of the make-ahead cook. I can't tell you how important this is. In the day of the event, something's going to happen. You're not going to have something. You may have to run to the store. Something breaks and you've got to, figure out something else. But if you can iron the napkins the day before, you can prepare your table, get your dishes out, shine your silverware. These are things that I do when I'm the day before. You can bake your bread. You can do your pies. Soups. You can make soups up to 5 to 7 days before and freeze them, and they'll be just as good actually the day of. And that's it. I want to wish you the most successful holiday gathering, and just remember that when you're done that day, in that evening when you sit down and you take that deep breath, sit down and make some notes. Get your phone, open up the notepad. Thanksgiving dinner, this is what worked, this is what didn't work. So the next year when you come to it, then you can look at it and say, oh, you know what, the Brussels sprouts that Terry had on his show didn't work for me. However, the sweet potato puree was, absolutely delicious. Things like that. Don't be afraid to have fun. I think cooking is so exciting when you can get out there and create different things. And sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Don't take it personal. I don't. I just learn from it, and that's it. And I know who I'm cooking for, and sometimes, I will push them towards those Brussels sprouts. I've never had anybody come to my home and eat my Brussels sprouts and not be happy. So until next time, let's get cooking.